Harry and Meghan are leaving the palace to become financially independent.
It's so funny you keep saying Meghan Markle, you know it's Sussex.
Everyone says they don't have time to make homemade meals, but if you just have 3 nannies, 2 butlers, a housekeeper, a driver, and a full-time personal assistant, you have all the time in the world. Stop making excuses and start moving snacks from one bag to another.
Of course, our fuckacia bread isn't complete without our flour sprinkles. Flour sprinkles! You know you've made it when you've acquired a huge fan base of bullies. Hashtag Sussex Squad.
I wanted to know how brown the baby was gonna be.
Concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
That's not racist. Even black people wanna know.
Okay, you're not gonna believe how this kicked off. Total silence. I mean, not just any pause, that tense, awkward kind that just screams something's about to go down. Kevin Hart had barely hit the 3-minute mark into his monologue at the BET Awards, and the vibe, it shifted fast.
The girl that looked like she won a pageant every day? You won every day? Oh, here come Michelle. Here come Miss America.
He had just roasted Diddy, called him a walking mistrial in Gucci, savage, then went for Kanye with a jab so brutal, even the front row winced. But then, oh boy, Kevin looked off stage, just a flicker of his eyes, a breath. A half smirk that never fully landed. And bam, the room froze. No joke, no name, but you could feel it. Viewers who were there swear they heard something. Maybe a muffled mic line, maybe a cut, maybe something on purpose. The tension was thick enough to slice.
I watched it, I was not a fan of this, but now I've actually heard their side of the story, I f***ing hate them.
Just as everyone was bracing for the next hit, Kevin switched gears. Fast, too fast, it didn't feel right. That beat skipped, and the whole room felt it. Then, right near the front, a boo! Yup, someone actually booed. Quiet, but audible. Not enough to trend yet, but it registered. The live feed made it look like nothing, just a blip. But behind the scenes, chaos, serious chaos.
If you haven't seen the documentary, lucky you.
And you see, this is what happens when you bring the first black woman into the royal family. Yeah.
Insiders dropped a bomb. Kevin said had been through not 1, not 2, but 3 clearance rounds. And guess what? Meghan Markle's name was in the early drafts. Allegedly, there was a line about wine, royalty, and rose-colored delusions. Yikes. But when he took the stage, gone, scrubbed. That's when people started whispering, why? And that's when phones started rolling. By midnight, clips were everywhere. Blurry, shaky, lip reading like it was Buckingham CSI. That boo got slowed, looped, enhanced like it was the freaking Zabruto film. And the theory? Meghan's camp or someone high up killed the line, cut the joke, silenced the shot. And you know what? That only made it worse. Because the real question became not, did Kevin diss Meghan, but why didn't he?
Reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these 2.
No! I refuse! I'm sick of...
And that question, it exploded. By sunrise, Meghan Markle was trending for not getting roasted. Let that sink in. She was the star of a joke that never happened. TikTok went nuts. One clip, 100,000 views in under 2 hours. The caption? The joke they cut. Listen close at 0:23. People were zooming in, adding subtitles, inventing whole quotes. Some swore Kevin muttered Meghan Markle under his breath. Others claimed someone in the front row said, ooh, he skipped it. No one knew what the joke was, but everyone had a theory. And theories? They spread like wildfire. Next stop, Execa Twitter. The hashtag, aka Markle, then the memes came, and the trolls, and the royal gossip accounts. Everyone had something to say. Some even joked Meghan bought airtime just to avoid a punchline.
Welcome to my garden. Well, it's not my garden, it's a set actually, but welcome to my set.
Others accused BET of bowing to Sussex censorship. Did it matter if that was true? Not even a little. The drama was just too juicy, and while the internet went into meltdown, Meghan's team apparently hit full-on crisis mode, code red, like literal nobody breathe levels. One insider claimed the PR team ordered no tweets, no comments, no statements, just complete, calculated silence. And that silence? It was gasoline. Because when you say nothing, people fill in the blanks. fast. Then someone posted a deep fake Kevin, but with AI audio saying Meghan's wine is just like her titles, expired. It was fake, obvious, but people didn't care. It felt real, and that's all that mattered. Fans noticed something else. The Bet official upload, that whole awkward beat, edited out, vanished, cut, just gone, and that confirmed it for the conspiracy crowd. Suddenly, the absence became the story. Meghan Markle, once again, smack in the center of a firestorm. Not for what happened, but what almost did. And this time, she wasn't alone.
Any type of flower arranging is just telling a story. What story do you want to tell? Maybe leave the country. Maybe disown your dad. Be creative with it.
Within 12 hours, other comedians, they jumped in, and they were not subtle. By mid-morning, Meghan's team cracked. They leaked a statement to People magazine, and let me tell you, it was worded so safely, it might as well have worn a seatbelt. A source close to Kevin Hart confirms there were no jokes made about Meghan Markle during his BET Awards performance. Any rumors suggesting otherwise are categorically false. Yawn. It was firm, polite, boring, and guess what? It backfired. Because now it wasn't just did Kevin skip the joke, it was what are they trying to cover up? And that's when the comment sections lost their minds. Why deny it if nothing happened? This is classic PR spin. Their memory holding a joke that didn't even exist. Gasoline. Meet fire. So now the denials are flying. And takedown requests? They're coming in hot. First TikTok, then X, even YouTube Shorts. Videos flagged, accounts warned for misinformation or unauthorized event footage. But did that stop anything? Please. It tripled the views. Creators started watermarking clips like they were digital war relics. The forbidden footage? Suddenly it was treasure. Didn't matter if the joke existed. Censorship made it real. Late night writers smelled blood. One ex-Tonight Show writer tweeted, "Cut one Meghan joke, 10 more pop up in its place. Streisand effect, baby." Another comic posted, "They should have just let Kevin say it. Now the whole world thinks he did." Meanwhile, Meghan's PR game tried to pivot hard. They started whispering to press that she was focused on philanthropic work and had no issue with the event. After 2 years of calculated image control, no one was buying that humble pie. And then, a backstab from within. One producer, someone who worked on her Spotify project, reposted the clip with just one word, "Oops." That was it. No explanation. Just shade. Now the narrative was shifting again. Forget Kevin. People were asking, who has the power to erase a joke? And suddenly, Meghan's influence looked scary deep. But did comedians care? Nope. They were just getting warmed up. In New York, a stand-up at Comedy Cellar delivered the now infamous zinger. Meghan Markle's rosés perfectly with public sympathy, both dry and artificially produced. The room howled. One person gasped. Another muttered, "Too soon," loud enough to make the clip viral. Of course, it exploded online. Other comics reposted it with their own spin. The roast turned into a rotation. Meghan wasn't just a duchess anymore. She was a recurring punchline. Colin Jost, he dropped it with a grin on Weekend Update. The UK just signed a trade deal with the US as long as we promise to keep Harry and Meghan. Ooh. Laughter. Applause. Then came John Mulaney, sliding one into a Chicago show. "I used to think Harry left the royal family for love. Now, I think he just really, really hates ceremony and maybe sobriety." Ouch. The thing is, no one had to say her name anymore. Everyone knew. And the crowd, they were eating it up. Why? Because it finally felt safe to laugh. For years, Meghan was untouchable. Talking about her meant walking on glass, race, royalty, trauma, the full minefield. But now, gloves off, the audience had already booed. Kevin's silence had said everything. And the comedy world, it stepped in to finish what didn't even start. LA improv shows, Toronto open mics, Austin comedy nights. Her name kept popping up, not with hate, with momentum. Writers at The Daily Show, even they tossed Meghan jokes around their Monday meeting. No official green light, but the vibe had changed. She wasn't off limits anymore. Whether Kevin's original joke ever existed no longer mattered. Now there were dozens, and they were getting louder, but across the pond, whole different energy. London was not laughing. The Daily Mail threw her on the front page. Duchess of Drama, why Meghan's PR machine is spiraling. The Telegraph, brutal. When laughter turns to pity, public sentiment becomes irreversible. Yikes. And Kensington Palace, stone cold, silent. Not a peep from William, not a whisper from Kate's team. And that said everything. Because in royal circles, silence is strategy. Insiders said William wasn't chuckling not to defend Meghan, but because the Sussex circus was becoming an institutional liability. The monarchy doesn't care about Twitter, but they care about global image. And watching a U.S. awards show spiral into a Sussex roast, that's not funny. That's reputational rot. They reportedly held an emergency briefing the next morning. On the agenda, Sussex sentiment drift in Commonwealth markets. Translation, people were tired of the fairy tale, tuning into the farce instead. Morning shows in the UK? Oh, they had a field day. Piers Morgan, predictably smug. When even the woke elite start mocking Meghan, he said, "You know the House of Cards is trembling." Other panelists debated, had Meghan crossed the sympathy threshold? Had she officially become annoying? And unfortunately, it kind of looked like yes. You need a job? Polls confirmed it. Support for Harry and Meghan, especially among the young, had nosedived. The same groups that once adored them, now rolling their eyes. One ex-Play staffer told The Times, Meghan built her brand on control of story, image, access. The second she became a meme, that control vanished. Chilling. Because once you're the punchline, protection goes poof. And if the palace doesn't see you as a threat anymore, they stop shielding you. So, who defends Meghan now? Well, Hollywood? Also going eerily quiet? Brands once eager to align with Meghan's sparkle, now seeing a risk. Her rose wine launch had already bombed, became a meme in hours. And with this comedy storm brewing, sponsors were getting cold feet. A top exec at a major streamer, not Netflix, but close, leaked that her upcoming docuseries was being reevaluated. Not canceled, but possibly pushed, delayed, quieted. Why? Too much drama, not enough upside. Because Meghan isn't just a public figure to these platforms. She's an asset, and assets only matter if they're favorable. One of her fragrance sponsors quietly paused in August rollout. No public cancellation, just budget frozen. Influencer campaigns on hold. It was all labeled wait and see. Even a fashion house reportedly removed her name from their press materials. Just like that. No scandal, just retreat. Why? Because this wasn't just bad press anymore. It was momentum, and that's dangerous. Once the jokes start and keep going, you can't recover with a press release. This wasn't a crisis, it was a collapse. And then the silence got deafening. Because it wasn't just the big brands. Meghan's people started pulling back. First clue, Tyler Perry. Remember him? Her guardian angel who gave her and Harry a place to stay when the royals cut them off? Yeah, that guy. On the red carpet, a reporter asked him a softball, something about resilience, strong women, blah blah. And Tyler smiled, nodded, gave a very safe answer, but never said her name, not once. And that's when jaws dropped. Because if Tyler Perry won't say her name, girl, stylists deleted old photos. Photographers stopped reposting. Allies stepped back, not with drama, but with chilling precision. This wasn't a feud, it was a fade. And that fade, in Hollywood, it's worse than cancellation. Because in this town, you get blacklisted, you get ignored. No invites, no press, no name. Meghan's team saw it happening, and they weren't about to go down quietly. So they hit the button. Redemption arc, engage. Sources say the call came just after sunrise. Her PR team had seen the boos, the memes, the TikToks. It was getting ugly and fast. And someone finally said it. We need a pivot now. Emergency strategy decks flew out, crisis meetings, roundtables, a full-blown PR revival. And guess whose name got tossed into those Zoom calls? Judy Smith. Yes, the Judy Smith, the real-life Olivia Pope from Scandal, the ultimate crisis fixer, if she's even being considered. You know it's DEFCON 3. Whether Judy actually got involved is still unclear, but the fact that her name hit the group chats, that said everything. This wasn't about spinning a story. It was about rebuilding a persona. Step 1, humanize Meghan. She's scheduled to give the keynote speech at a high-profile charity gala in Beverly Hills. Red carpet, cameras, A-list room, no takebacks. And the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't a pre-taped podcast or filtered Instagram reel. It's a live room, and the fear from insiders is real. What if there's a pause, a stumble, a boo? Her team has been rehearsing like mad. Every scenario, every line. They've reportedly even arranged applause cues with staff to keep the energy high. But here's the truth. You can't force a comeback. And the scariest thing Meghan might hear on that stage? Silence. Because that used to be regal. Now, it sounds like judgment. So here we are. Meghan Markle, in room, one mic, one chance to take back the story before the public writes their own ending. Will she pull it off? Drop your thoughts below. Like, subscribe, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.